What is up? 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 Party people, party people. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Party people, party people, party people, party people, party people, party people, party people. What is up, you guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Grab, 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 grab. What is up with you guys? How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday so far. If that's when I post this, I think it will be. I'm having a good Sunday. I'm about to go open water swim with some buddies of mine, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We're swimming in the river that's near us to train just for some like triathlon swims and stuff, so it's going to be a good Sunday for me. This video is just going to be like a kind of rambly, you know, trigger video, kind of our normal, and it's lo-fi, so I don't have a mic plugged in over there, unplugged, blah, 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 and so you're just hearing me from the phone speaker, which I feel like is fun sometimes. Kind of just depends on how I'm feeling and what like triggers I'm gonna do. But today I wanted to just ramble because I told you guys I went to France and I still haven't had a chance to talk about it because my last video I wanted it to be on a specific thing, like a little thing that I wanted to do, which I hope I like that. It was a fun video to make. And as I talked about last video, I've been making more like short form stuff on TikTok and stuff. So go check that out if you haven't. I've been enjoying doing that. I gotta post more. It's for some reason TikTok is so hard because you want to post like every day or every other day or like more often because it's shorter. But my brain just is bad about that. So. You might hear my kitties in the background. They're going crazy right now. But France was awesome. It is I have a newfound love and respect for that country because when I was first going in, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but everybody was telling me like, oh, they're mean in France. Like nobody's nice in Paris and they don't want to speak English and they're like snooty and stuff like that. So I was kind of bracing myself to be like, whatever, it is what it is. It's still like a big city. And I heard it was dirty as well. None of that was true. It could have been the time that I went. I just got really lucky because it was right before the Olympics. But everybody was so nice. The streets were really clean and everything was beautiful. The historic stuff was awesome. It was gorgeous. Lots of history there, which I think is a lot of fun because it's cool when a country has like thousands of years on your country, like thousands of years more of history. And France does, at least from like the America that we know now. There's still like Native American history and stuff that predates it a lot, but as far as like the United States of America, France predates it by like thousands of years. So that was really cool. And there was tons of stuff there that was extremely old and stuff that's been redone. And I thought that was a lot of fun. But, okay, so first leg of the trip, I flew into Paris and Charles de Gaulle Airport, which if you've ever been to France, that's probably the one that you flew into because it's like the biggest one, the biggest airport. Stayed at a really nice hotel there that I loved. It was a lot of fun. And really just like sight saw like a, a normal tourist would. The biggest things that stuck out to me, one, the food. Oh my gosh, there was food on every corner. It was so easy to get. It was so easy to like, you were never more than like 800 feet away from somewhere to go get food really easily. So I love that. The patisseries and the, I think they're called like boulangeries and stuff. The places that just had like little simple meals were so good. Because you could go in and get like a little sandwich that it's basically just like a baguette, and then in the middle is just a type of cheese and then some ham, and then they put like either like oil or like butter on the baguette, and they were so good, and they were like €3, which is like $4. And so you could get that and a croissant and then like a drink, and it was gonna be like less than $9, which was perfect for me. Very bread and cheese heavy, but I didn't mind that at all. So that stood out to me. The transportation, the public transportation, because I'm from Alabama. We don't really even have a city that has public transportation that's like actually viable. So I've never been used to using it. And their subway systems were vast and really easy to navigate and get around, even though I only spoke English. Like, there was nothing where I needed to speak French, really. Except for sortie, which is like, as I understand it, the French word for exit. That's one word I had to know, because that's the signs that like pointed you out of the little maze that is the subway system. And so getting around was really easy. It was like €2, and you could take that line as far as you wanted to go. So I went all around. I went to the Centre de Pompidou, I think is what it's called, which is like a kind of modern art museum sort of thing. I went to a place called Montmartre, which is like a little like neighborhood or like small town within Paris, and it's up on a hill, and there's a big cathedral up there that's beautiful. So went in that, visited it. It was cool. Got some charcuterie while I was up there, which was really good. What else? Went to the Palace of Versailles, which I thought was super awesome. The Palace of Versailles was beautiful, and it was huge. So that was really cool. I love like really nice infrastructure. And so it's cool that all of that was built there. You can hear it. My little buddies are mowing in there. They probably hear Dad talking, and they're like, "Dad, why are you in there? Who are you talking to?" Sorry, that's distracting. But then I went to the Louvre, which you have to get a reservation for, which I did not the right day because they were just all taken when I looked. So I got one like the day before, and some stuff had opened up. So the Louvre was probably my favorite part in Paris, because they just had so much history, and I love Roman and Greek art a lot, and there's a ton of Greek and Roman statues and like copies and things like that. There was a lot of like 16th to 18th century paintings, which I thought was really cool. And that was about it for Paris. Did some other stuff, but it was gorgeous. One thing, I did not see the Eiffel Tower. I mean, I laid eyes on it, but I did not go to it at all. I don't know. Y'all might think that's crazy, but I like seeing it from afar, and I was like, I don't know how much different it's going to be right up close. So I kind of just was like, okay. So maybe I'm the only person that's ever been to Paris and not seen the Eiffel Tower. Who knows? But after that, I got a rental car and drove all the way over in the eastward direction to a town called Strasbourg, which is on the border of France and Germany. Lots of really cool history there because there have been like wars back and forth that have like changed where the like line is, the border line and stuff like that. And so there's been a lot of like turmoil in that city, I think, in history from what I could understand from the history. And it was really cool just because there was French, and I have a little bruise there. I'll tell you all why later. There was French influence and German influence, and not only just on the architecture, but on the food and on the people and stuff like that. It was really cool. So I really liked the history of that city, and walking around it was a ton of fun. It was beautiful. And there's like canals that go through the city, and so it reminds you of like Venice, Italy, just without the Italian architecture. Just sub that for like very German influenced architecture. That place was cool though, had good food there. And really enjoyed it. Then I traveled south to Lake Geneva, which is basically, it's mostly surrounded by Switzerland, but it's also one part of the coastline is in France. And so I went to the French part of that coastline to a place called Evian-les-Bains, I think is how you say it. And that's where like Evian water comes from. And so it's cool. There's like a source down at the bottom that you can go fill up your water bottles with fresh Evian water. And they claim that there are like trace minerals that disappear after 24 hours. So that's the only place you can get the real Evian water. I will admit it was great. It was delicious water and it was freezing cold, but I couldn't taste the trace minerals. So it was kind of a toss-up if that's true or not, or just a selling point. But I stayed up on the mountains that like overlook Lake Geneva in a small mountain town. And I stayed at a bed and breakfast with this amazing Czechoslovakian lady, now Czech Republic, of course, but she came over when it was Czechoslovakia to live in France, and the nicest lady ever. She was so cool. She cooked breakfast for everybody staying there. The night I got there, I hadn't had dinner and needed a place to go, and I asked her, and she's like, "Oh, it's Friday night, so like everything's probably reserved." She's like, "I'll call somebody." And so she calls her friends that also live around there. He's like, "Oh, it's just 3 minutes down the road. This guy said that y'all like can come eat here and enjoy food that night." I was like, "No way, thank you." So I get there, and he was like, "Tell her I said hey." So that was really cool. A lot of hospitality. And she was just so nice and cooking breakfast for us. She made it was cool because everybody that stayed there came down and ate breakfast together in the morning. So there were some like other French people, and then her, and so it was really cool. So she cooked breakfast for all of us and made like French inspired breads, Czech inspired breads, some like just homemade stuff. She had like homemade syrups, homemade everything. It was beautiful. And so I really enjoyed that. And the French family that was sitting across from me was from south of France and were really interested in talking to an American. So I was like, that's awesome. So I got to talk to them through their son, who's in like middle school, and he knows English a little bit, and it was so funny. It was such a good conversation. And then this lady also had a foreign exchange student from the Czech Republic who came to like just learn French, and she was the sweetest girl ever. So lots of fun. And And while I was there, I got to swim in Lake Geneva, and that was really cool. It's beautiful water, it's crystal clear, and it's probably right under crystal clear. Like if there's crystal clear, it's probably like emerald clear, I guess. Still had a little bit of, because there's a lot of minerality around there. Still had like a tint to it, but you could see very far. So I swam in Lake Geneva. It was freezing cold, felt awesome. Did some laps before my triathlon relay that I had when I came back, which we won, by the way. I have my award right here. As you can see, first place adult relay. It might be backwards, but me and the two people that did it got first, so that was really cool. And then drove down to Chamonix, which was my favorite part of the whole trip. It was in the French Alps, and there were gondolas that could take you to the top of like the highest mountain, I think in Europe. And it's like 15,000 feet tall, insane up there. The view was amazing. It was like 30 degrees when we got up. It was really cool. You take a gondola with like 30 or something people. And so we were all on the gondola, just like oohing and awing the moment we got up above the clouds. Everybody was like, oh, so that was really cool. And that same day, I went to a glacier called Mer de Glace, or Mer de Glace, however you say it. And that was really sick. It was a very old glacier, and you could go inside of it, and kind of like you're surrounded by ice. So that was a lot of fun. Came down, was super hungry, and so I got fondue. Ooh. I love fondue in the US, but the French do it a lot better. And yeah, took a railway around the mountains there too, and that was really cool. Got this hat while I was in that town in Chamonix. It's really cool. There was a lot of like outdoor sports people there doing mountain biking or climbing or just hiking, and so they had outfitters that had tons of these hats. So I got this guy a really cool hat. And I got a cool jacket. A very European looking jacket. So not my style, but I was like, when in Rome, I guess, or when in France. So then went to sleep. Next day, I drove back to Paris and came back to the US. It was awesome. Y'all, I mean, I would rate the trip very highly because everything went well. Everything was a breeze. The food was amazing. The history, everything around was just so fun. So if you have a chance to go to Paris, I would do it. Or France in general. But Paris was great. And sometime in the future, I'm going to go to the south of France because I'm very interested in that. Snap. Focus right here. So about this, yesterday I went whitewater rafting with some buddies for a birthday party of my friend. So we had like 10 guys there, whitewater rafting, and it was crazy. We were on the Ocoee River, which is up in Tennessee and goes down into Georgia. Oh my gosh, so there's a part of it where the 1996 Olympics were held, and it's just like man-made rapids that are really, like, they're technical and they're fun, but they're class 4. And so we were on that one, and our guide was like, all right, do y'all want it like scale of 1 to 10? How do you want this to be? I said 10. I was like, ready to go. My friend was like, no, 9.5. Because she's like, 10 is flipping the boat. And my friend was like, no, 9.5. 9.5. I was like, okay. And so she, true to her word, she hit it. She's like, we got to get some speed. So we're just pulling so hard. We hit this bump, sends us down, up, and then down super deep. And so I'm at the front and I submerge. I'm halfway underwater. And as it's down so far, the front has nothing to really hold on to with your feet. And so me and the other guy who are up front just get tossed from it. And we're going like Mach 2 in this water downstream. And right when I fell in, I hit a big bump, a big rock. And so that's why this thing is swollen right now. But I hit it and got that nice gash right there. And then hit another rock on this. And then my knees were scraped up, and we're just going 20 miles an hour down this stream. I come up and my friend, I'm like, swim, G, swim. And so we're just swimming over to the side, and we finally got to the boat. It was wild. Definitely an adrenaline filled moment. One of the scariest moments of my life. But I came out of the water smiling, so that's what matters. But when those rocks are hitting you under, and they're pretty deep, some of them, but you're so scared, you're like, the next one's not gonna be deep enough. It's gonna hit me like a ton of bricks. So I was worried about that. I was like trying to stay up on the water so nothing would hit me, and yeah, it was crazy. So that's why I got some bumps and bruises, but nothing permanent, thankfully. But anyways, that was very rambly. I know. I'm sorry about that. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Just a little bit of talking about France. If you have any questions about how France was and some of the fun things that I did, just ask. I'm glad to talk about it. It was really cool, really fun. But yeah. I hope y'all are having a great Sunday. Probably gonna end it here. It's a pretty long video already, but hope y'all are doing great. Leave me some comments. Tell me how you're doing, how your week's been going, how much fun you've had this week. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go, but I love y'all. And I will see you next time.